Charles, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how I created this makeup look. I went with a red cut crease on the top and a very dark and greeny blue chunky glitter look on the bottom. I absolutely love this look. It's perfect for any event or festival season. Now this look is inspired by Brickell. If you don't follow her on Instagram, oh my god, you really need to. Her looks are phenomenal and they're really something else, but full credit goes to her for this look idea. If you want to learn how to recreate this look for yourself, make sure to keep on watching. So I already went ahead and did my base and eyebrows off camera just because this look is really focused on the eyes and the lips. So I wanted to make that the main part of the video, and you guys have seen me do my base several times and my routine is still exactly the same, so let's just skip it and move right along. So for the upper eyelid, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I'm starting off by taking Tempera and a Morphe M513 brush and just dusting this in the crease and over the upper eyelid. This would just kind of be like my base color to set my eyelid primer in place, just to make sure everything blends really, really nicely. Then on the same brush, I'm going to be taking Burnt Orange and just dusting a little bit of it in my crease to begin the transition color. For a little bit more definition, I'm going to dip into Realgar in my Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to further define the crease. Oh, Jesus, that was a lot. I'm going to further define the crease just a little bit, apparently a lot of it. Now normally when we do smoky eyes, obviously we're not very concerned about getting it on the lid, but with this I'm trying to blend upwards with that color because we are going to be kind of cutting the lid with a little bit of a champagne eyeshadow. Once I have all of Realgar on there, I'm going to go back in with my M513 and just buff out those edges. We recently hit 40,000 subscribers on this channel, which is really freaking cool considering I have 6 videos and I'm probably the shittiest, most inactive YouTuber ever, so thanks for that. I promise maybe in the future there is a chance slightly that I will make more videos. Who knows? You really want to make sure the blue and the orange will blend well together and nothing looks really like defined and harsh. So I am just dragging a little bit of that excess product into this inner corner nose region. I'm now taking my Morphe M562 and Red Ochre and I'm just going to deepen up that crease a little bit. If you guys are interested in testing out any Morphe products, you can use the code JAMES for 10% off all orders. I would seriously recommend them. They're really affordable and super great quality. Once we have Red Ochre placed in the crease, I'm going to go back into my M433 and just blend that out a little bit. I'm now just taking that same M562 brush and dipping into Cypress Umber and Realgar and mixing them together to create a warm brown shade just to define the crease a little bit more. Once again, just taking the M433 and blending it out. With these types of really blown out colorful looks like this, it's always important to really, really blend. I always say that, obviously that's like the #1 rule of makeup, duh. But when you have colors that are going to be going everywhere, it's so important that there are no harsh lines and that everything is really blended out, or else you will not get the effect that you're looking for. I'm going to use this flat top brush from I think BH Cosmetics. I really have no idea the name. Rubbed Off. So that's going to be my guess for today. And I'm going to dampen my brush just using my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Usually I could use like Fix Plus or Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, but I can't find either, so. I just dipped my brush into Primavera and Vermeer, mixing them together to create like a goldy champagne type color. And I'm now going to cut my lid using this brush. And I'm also going to take a mix of those two and pop it under my brow bone just to give a nice little highlight. Once I have that color placed on there, I'm just going back into my Morphe M433 and I'm just going to lightly diffuse that outer edge of the lid just so it kind of blends into the crease a little bit. And that is the upper lid all complete. Let's go ahead and move on to the fun pop of color on the bottom. So for the pop of color under my eyes today, I'm going to be using my Morphe 35B. As usual, you guys know this is my holy grail for all my colored looks, and I'm going to be using these two shades right there. To start off with the pop of color, I'm going to go with my M330 brush from Morphe, which is a fluffy crease brush, and just begin to place that color down there. When you're doing looks like this, it's really important to start lightly and kind of build up the color. You don't want too much pigmentation right away, just because when you're doing really blown out things, you want the edges to be nice and like faded and smoothly transition into your skin tone, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going in really lightly and I'm going to build up using some darker colors in a second. And I am blending these shadows much lower than I usually would. I'm now taking that same brush and dipping into a little bit more color, and now I'm going to start to color in the inner corner. Once again, just placing that color on there lightly and building up. And I'm going to kind of drag this upwards into the red, like I said before. I'm now going to take my Sigma E35 and a little bit of that navy blue shade and start to define this area a little bit more under the lash line. To define my lower lash line, I'm going in with my Morphe M149 brush and I mix together the black, navy blue, and really dark green colors from the palette and plot them right under the lash line. To balance out the champagne and the brow bone highlight, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Artist Couture highlight and Mermaid Fantasy to highlight the inner corner. I'm now just going to quickly pop on some mascara onto the upper lashes, and you guessed it, I'm using Benefit Roller Lash. And that completes the shadow portion of the eye. I just popped on GG Lashes from Lena Lashes. I'm going to go ahead now and do the other eye off camera, then we can finish off with the glitter, highlighter, and lips. Now I'm going to go in and give my skin a little bit of glow using my Morphe M551 brush and Anastasia So Hollywood. I'm just doing kind of like a subtle. I'm just doing a more subtle glow today because obviously the focus is on the eyes and I don't want to take away from that. For lips today, I'm going to be using Ofra the Bronx Liquid Lipstick. This is just a matte black liquid lip. You can use any matte black that you like, but I'm going to layer over this with a highlighter so you can get that metallic blue-green type pigment. Now that we have the lipstick all on, I'm going to go in with Artist Couture Mermaid Fantasy Highlighter just to add a metallic duochrome sheen to the lips. And there we go, that is the look mostly complete. You could totally stop here if you wanted to just wear this colorful look out, but this is a chunky glitter tutorial, so y'all know I can't forget my chunky glitter. Today I'm going to be using these Recollections glitter that I found at Michael's the Craft Store. This is Peacock Mix and Bling, and I'm just going to be mixing the two different shades of glitter together. To apply the glitter, I'm just going to be using Esquito Lash Glue, and I'm going to make some dots all under my eye where I'm going to put the glitter, and then I'm just going to press it all onto my fingers. If there are any glitters that you really want and you can't get your finger in there, you can always just use a pair of tweezers. I'm just placing the glue dots completely randomly. I don't want any of them to be symmetrical to the other side. Same thing, just taking glitter on my fingers, and I'm going to press it right under the eye. And it'll stick to wherever we put the glue. And now that we have half the damn bottle under our eyes, I'm going to go back in with a pair of tweezers and just pick off any glitters that are like too crowded or just I feel like are in the wrong area. Alright guys, and that completes this dark, chunky glitter makeup tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already. I make videos every once in a while, but I'm going to try to stop being a stupid piece of shit and be more consistent and get videos up every week, but not making any promises. If you recreate this look, don't forget to tag me on my Insta and Twitter. They're both JCharlesBeauty, as well as my Snapchat, which is James Charles with an extra S. Alright guys, I'll see you next time and thanks for watching. Bye!